All right, let's start by adding a new file in the startup folder. So config.js. Again, we export a function. Now, back in index.js, we take all the code for looking for configuration settings into this new module. So here we have a dependency to the config module. We need to load it on the top. So I'm going to get this from index.js to clean up this module more. Okay, so if we don't have this configuration setting, we don't want to log something on the console. We want to store this as a fatal error in our log. So instead of doing a console.error and process.exit, it's better to throw an exception, and then our current infrastructure will catch that exception, log it, and terminate the process. So we throw a new error, and here's the error message. Also, as a best practice, always throw error objects instead of strings, even though you can do that in JavaScript, because when you throw an error object, the stack trace will be available for you to see later. If you throw a string with the error message, you will not have the stack trace. Okay, so that's another best practice for you to know. Now, finally, let's go back to index.js and load this new module. So require startup/config. It's a function, so we call it. Look at the code in index.js. We only have 12 lines of code. Now, the last thing we can move here is the configuration of joy. Now, we can move this to a module like validation.js, or we can call that module api.js, because we are using joy at the API layer. We use it to validate the input to our API. For this application, honestly, I don't have a strong opinion of what we should call that module. Let's call it validation.js. And maybe in the future, we'll come up with a better name. So go ahead, do this refactoring, and I will do the same next.